4 years, Meri Brown has been a complicated character on Sister Wives, the original wife who stood by Kody Brown during their early years, only to become an emotional casualty as the plural marriage unraveled before a national audience. She was often the quiet observer, the forgiving one, the ever-hopeful spirit in the face of Kody's shifting affections. But no longer. In a stunning new transformation that has the internet reeling and fans erupting with praise, Meri Brown has sent a loud, bold, and unapologetic message to her ex-husband, and it's not with words, but with a powerful physical and emotional glow-up that no one saw coming. Meri's dramatic weight loss and renewed energy have become a symbol of liberation for fans who have followed her tumultuous journey from heartbreak and abandonment to empowerment and freedom. The new images surfacing of Meri show a woman no longer hiding behind the shadows of a dysfunctional marriage. Her leaner frame, radiant smile, and undeniable glow are more than just cosmetic changes, they represent a full-on rebellion against years of emotional neglect. Fans aren't just noticing. They're celebrating. Loudly. This physical transformation has arrived after Meri quietly stepped away from the one-sided relationship that defined her public persona for over a decade. While Kody Brown became increasingly wrapped up in his relationship with Robyn, eventually calling that his only real marriage, Meri was left to stand in limbo, waiting for scraps of affection that never came. And while the other wives slowly found the strength to leave, Meri's exit felt quieter, slower, and more painful. But perhaps that made her transformation all the more powerful when it finally came. The latest wave of social media activity proves it. Fans are not just clapping, they're going nuclear with love and support for Meri. Comments like "Meri is thriving without Kody, and this is the revenge glow-up we've been waiting for" flood her Instagram and X, formerly Twitter, pages. Even those who once criticized her for staying too long in a dead-end marriage now admit that the payoff was worth the wait. The woman they see now is strong, confident, and undeniably radiant. Meri's weight loss isn't just physical, there's a spiritual lightness to her that can't be ignored. She's smiling more, posting inspirational messages, and traveling with a newfound sense of adventure. Whether she's hiking in the desert or flashing peace signs from the beach, it's clear that Meri isn't just reclaiming her health. She's reclaiming her joy. What adds another layer of drama to this transformation is how direct the shift feels. While Meri has never explicitly slammed Kody in recent months, her social media presence speaks volumes. Gone are the cryptic quotes begging for understanding or change. In their place are affirmations of self-worth, resilience, and unapologetic freedom. Fans interpret it as Meri finally flipping off Kody, not with a middle finger, but with her life. It's the kind of revenge that doesn't need to be loud to be effective. It's not about public statements or messy confrontations. It's about showing the world, and maybe more importantly, showing herself, that she is more than Kody's cast-off wife. She's a whole, vibrant, empowered woman capable of transformation and joy, even after years of emotional hardship. Meri's glow-up has sparked conversations across the fandom and beyond. It's not just about weight loss, it's about the symbolism behind it. After so many years of being cast aside, ignored, and devalued, she has taken control in a way that demands attention. And what's more, she's inspiring others to do the same. The messages she shares often encourage women to choose themselves, prioritize their happiness, and never settle for being second best. For many, it's not just Meri's story, it's a mirror reflecting their own struggles and strength. Some fans have even called it a spiritual revenge, saying that nothing could sting Kody more than watching the woman he disregarded rise like a phoenix before the public eye. As he deals with the crumbling of his plural family and the isolation of his own choices, Meri is shining. The timing of her transformation, so closely following her full separation from Kody, feels almost poetic. In contrast, Kody Brown seems increasingly cornered. With Christine long gone and remarried, Yanel asserting her independence, and Meri now blooming in ways he never imagined, it appears he's left with only Robyn, and even that relationship has been rumored to carry tension under the surface. Fans believe Meri's transformation is more than just personal, it's a visual representation of what happens when women finally walk away from toxicity. Kody may not have publicly commented on Meri's change, but the silence speaks volumes. Even cast members close to Meri have begun to show signs of solidarity. Christine, who has had her own post-Kody renaissance, recently liked several posts related to Meri's weight loss and new outlook. While their relationship on the show was often complex, it seems that mutual respect has taken root as both women continue to thrive in Kody's absence. Meri's personal brand, too, has evolved. Her business, LuLaRoe, has become more than just a side hustle, it's a platform. She now uses it to not only sell clothes but to motivate and connect with women across the country. Her live sessions are packed with affirmations, laughter, and transparency. The woman who once seemed so emotionally reserved on television now connects with fans on a deeply authentic level. And they love her for it. One viral video, in which Meri walks into frame wearing a fitted dress, smiling with confidence as the music plays in the background, has become a symbol of her new era. Fans quickly dubbed it the moment she said goodbye to Kody without a word. The clip has been shared thousands of times, with comments praising her strength, beauty, and inner peace. Meri has also opened up about the emotional weight that accompanied the physical one. In a recent live video, she spoke candidly about letting go of what no longer served her and choosing to move forward. "It's not about looking different," she said. "It's about feeling different. And I feel free." Her eyes lit up with joy in a way that fans hadn't seen in years. It was a full-circle moment, and people watching knew it. What makes this story even more compelling is how it's unfolding outside of the show. While Sister Wives continues to depict the aftermath of the family's breakdown, Meri's real life is evolving in real time. This isn't a scripted arc for ratings. This is a genuine transformation that's happening before the public's eyes, and fans are here for every second of it. Meri's story has become a beacon for anyone who has felt unseen, unloved, or stuck in a place they no longer belong. The weight she lost isn't just pounds, it's the emotional burden of a relationship that never nurtured her. And the fans know it. That's why the reaction has been so intense. They're not just watching a woman slim down, they're watching a soul take flight. Kody Brown, once the center of the show's gravity, now appears increasingly out of sync with the women who once shared his life. While he spirals publicly, attempting to rewrite history and shift blame, Meri is building a new one with peace, power, and purpose. There's a stark contrast between the two journeys, and fans aren't shy about pointing it out. The comment sections on every photo of Meri now buzz with support, love, and admiration. Sure. Here's a 5,000-word news script for your request titled Why Sister Wives Kody Brown Mocked the Idea of Soulmates Before Marrying Robyn Brown, written in a flowing, dramatic narrative without using point format. Why Sister Wives Kody Brown Mocked the Idea of Soulmates Before Marrying Robyn Brown. Kody Brown, the once proud patriarch of TLC's Sister Wives, has long been a polarizing figure. His journey from confident spiritual husband to a man grappling with the shattered remains of his plural family has been painful to watch for fans and excruciating for those who once shared a life with him. But if there is one detail that has consistently haunted viewers, and increasingly, the remaining family members, it's the uncomfortable contradiction buried deep within Kody's beliefs. The way he used to mock the concept of soulmates long before Robyn Brown entered the picture, only to appear completely enamored with the idea after marrying her. This transformation, or perhaps betrayal depending on who you ask, wasn't subtle. It was seismic. And it left many wondering what happened to the man who once preached about commitment, equality, and unity above all else. Why did Kody so openly deride the romanticized notion of soulmates when he was with Meri, Yanel, and Christine, only to practically rewrite his personal philosophy the moment Robyn became his legal and spiritual wife? To fully understand the deep hypocrisy that many believe defines Kody Brown's evolution, we need to revisit the early years of Sister Wives, when the family was still adjusting to the public eye, and Kody's vision of plural marriage was wrapped in a blend of spiritual purpose and patriarchal structure. Back then, Kody was a vocal opponent of the soulmate narrative. In interview after interview, he explained that he didn't believe in such a concept, not because he lacked affection for his wives, but because he believed true love was about choice, commitment, and shared values. At the time, Kody insisted that the entire notion of soulmates was a cultural trap, something he said set unrealistic expectations in marriages. For a man who was juggling 4 wives, dozens of children, and a reality TV career, the idea that someone could find a one and only seemed both impractical and selfish. He would often laugh off the idea, suggesting that those who chased after soul mates would be doomed to disappointment when the realities of marriage kicked in. For Meri, Yanel, and Christine, this philosophy was more than just a belief, it was the foundation of their plural union. They had all been taught that love in their community wasn't about butterflies and fireworks, but about duty, loyalty, and growing together in faith. And for years, they believed that Kody's commitment to fairness and spiritual purpose would sustain them. Then came Robyn. Her entry into the family brought with it a new energy, a wave of emotion that many fans picked up on almost immediately. From the beginning, Kody seemed different around Robyn. His body language softened. His attention lingered. And more disturbingly, his commitment to fairness appeared to waver. What began as subtle preferential treatment soon ballooned into an open imbalance. And somewhere in that shift, the old Kody, the one who dismissed soul mates as childish fantasy, began to fade away. In time, Kody began referring to Robyn in deeply romantic terms. He used words like meant to be, destiny, and yes, even soulmate. These were words he never used for Meri, his first wife, even in their early days. He never applied them to Christine, despite her tireless efforts to make the marriage work for years. And Yanel, who always viewed their bond through a lens of practicality and mutual respect, never sought those words but likely noticed their absence all the same. This emotional transformation didn't go unnoticed by the family. Christine, in particular, was deeply wounded. In a heart-wrenching episode, she revealed that while she had fought for decades to feel special and wanted, she had watched Kody turn around and offer Robyn everything she had begged him for: affection, attention, and yes, emotional exclusivity. It was like watching someone throw away years of shared history for a fairy tale that Kody once claimed to despise. Meri, too, was crushed. Though their marriage had been on rocky ground for years, the way Kody suddenly embraced this soul-mate narrative for Robyn made her feel expendable, as if she had only been a placeholder until the real thing came along. After their legal divorce, which was orchestrated to allow Kody to adopt Robyn's children, the emotional distance grew into a chasm. Meri would later admit that she no longer recognized the man she had married. The Kody who had once believed in equal love, in shared sacrifice, now seemed to orbit solely around Robyn's needs and desires. What makes this twist even more painful for longtime viewers and family members is that Kody never seemed to acknowledge the hypocrisy. In interviews, he spoke of Robyn as if their love was a divine gift, as if it justified the collapse of his other relationships. He described their bond in terms so intimate and rare that it left the rest of the family and the audience wondering why the same depth of connection had never been afforded to his other wives. Critics and fans alike began calling out this dramatic shift in Kody's worldview. Online forums and fan groups exploded with theories. Was Kody always capable of romantic depth, but simply chose to withhold it from his other wives? Or did Robyn awaken something new in him, a side of himself he didn't know existed, or had suppressed for years? Either way, the message was clear: the old rules no longer applied. The most infuriating part for many was the way Kody attempted to justify his new philosophy. In later seasons, as his relationships with Christine, Meri, and Yanel unraveled, Kody often claimed that the failed marriages were due to a lack of loyalty or commitment. He rarely acknowledged his emotional withdrawal, the way he openly showered Robyn with affection while expecting the other wives to remain grateful for crumbs. Instead, he painted their departures as betrayals, when in truth, they had merely stopped waiting for love that was never going to come. It wasn't just the wives who noticed. The children, too, began voicing their concerns. Several of the older kids expressed frustration over Kody's favoritism and emotional availability with Robyn's children compared to his treatment of his biological children from the other marriages. They questioned why their relationships with him had become strained while Robyn's family remained tightly bonded. For them, the idea that Kody had a soul mate in Robyn wasn't just a romantic shift, it was a family-altering betrayal. As the seasons wore on, the family's collapse became impossible to ignore. Christine was the first to officially leave, citing years of neglect and emotional abandonment. Her decision was met with both admiration and heartbreak from fans, many of whom had watched her suffer in silence for too long. Yanel soon followed, stating plainly that she no longer felt like part of a functioning marriage. Meri, ever hopeful for reconciliation, eventually accepted the painful truth: her. The dust swirling around Coyote Pass may have finally settled after the jaw-dropping $1.5 million sale of portions of the property, but in the eye of this desert storm, one name keeps surfacing: Robyn Brown. The last remaining wife of Sister Wives patriarch Kody Brown continues to find herself at the center of the show's swirling controversies, even after the family's public unraveling. Many fans and even some family members have long pointed fingers at Robyn as the root cause of the Brown family's demise. And now, amid the high-stakes sale of Coyote Pass land, viewers are more convinced than ever that Robyn isn't just a passive participant in the chaos, she may be the orchestrator of it. With the Brown family's dream of building individual homes on the sprawling Arizona property crumbling before their very eyes, the recent news of a significant portion of the land being sold for a whopping $1.5 million reignited tensions that had never truly healed. This isn't just about money or land, it's about betrayal, broken dreams, and fractured relationships. And through it all, Robyn stands firm by Kody's side, or so it appears. But beneath the carefully managed tears and the repeated claims that she never wanted to be the favorite, there's an undercurrent of control, manipulation, and a toxic influence that some fans believe has pushed Kody further away from his exes and deeper into emotional and familial isolation. Before Robyn ever entered the family, the Brown household, while not perfect, was a functioning unit. Kody shared a spiritual and emotional connection with Meri, and Christine. They worked together. They raised children. They built lives. Sure, there were jealousies and conflicts, but the core foundation was intact. It wasn't until Robyn's arrival, with her emotional intensity, her different expectations, and her ability to pull Kody's attention away from the rest, that the cracks began to widen. Fast forward to today, and those cracks are now chasms, with 3 wives gone, and only Robyn left to manage the wreckage. The $1.5 million Coyote Pass land sale, once meant to symbolize a shared dream for the Brown family's future, has now become a symbol of division. Christine, who left Kody in 2021, wanted nothing to do with the property after years of watching Kody stall the building process. Meri, after being emotionally iced out for years, finally cut ties. And perhaps the most loyal and grounded of all, eventually reached her limit and walked away too. They each came to the same conclusion: they couldn't endure another moment in a dynamic where Robyn appeared to hold all the cards. Even now, amid what should be a new chapter of healing and separation, Robyn is allegedly playing puppet master behind the scenes. According to family insiders and fans closely analyzing the show's footage and post-show interviews, Robyn's behavior is anything but neutral. While she publicly mourns the collapse of the family and insists she wanted sisterhood, her actions seem to betray her words. There's a growing belief that Robyn is subtly, or not so subtly, sabotaging her own marriage to Kody by fueling his resentment against his ex-wives, maintaining a narrative where she's the misunderstood martyr and everyone else is the villain. What makes the situation even more complicated is Kody's unwavering loyalty to Robyn. Time and time again, he has chosen her perspective over everyone else's. He's defended her tears, her complaints, and her emotional breakdowns. He's accused his other wives of being jealous, ungrateful, and disloyal. And he's painted Robyn as the only one who ever supported his dream, a revisionist history that deeply offends the women who stood by him for decades. Christine sacrificed years of happiness. Endured emotional neglect. Meri hung on far longer than anyone thought she should have. And through it all, they watched as Kody's love and patience seemed to be exclusively reserved for Robyn. The timing of the Coyote Pass sale couldn't be more symbolic. With Christine building a life in Utah, married and thriving with David Woolley, and and Meri moving forward independently, it's clear they've all made peace with walking away from the fantasy Kody once sold them. But Robyn? She's still clinging to it. She still refers to the family in present tense. She still talks about rebuilding. And while that might sound hopeful to some, others see it as part of the problem, a refusal to accept reality, and an ongoing manipulation of the narrative in a way that keeps her in the spotlight. There's also the lingering question of whether Robyn genuinely wants to repair the family bonds, or if she's more interested in controlling the message. When cameras are rolling, Robyn often positions herself as the wounded party, heartbroken over the loss of sisterhood. Yet fans have pointed out how her demeanor shifts in private confessionals, where bitterness seeps through the tears. Her statements are often laced with subtle jabs, questioning the other wives' commitment, hinting at their disrespect, and painting herself as the only one who ever played by the rules.